Hi, I'm Meyu Changkiri, the pastor of the BaptistChurch, Shillong. I welcome you to the Stay Strong series. Today, our society sets out a complete system for life that has a large impact on how people think and behave, and that is influence. But instead of being good influencers, the believers at Corinth were being influenced by the pagan culture. And so Paul wrote to them that as Christians, one is to proclaim the light of Jesus Christ in the darkness of this broken world, rather than being influenced by the world. And so he writes to them saying, "But we have this treasure in jars of clay to show that the surpassing power belongs to God and not to us." 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 7. In Paul's day, the Corinthians were known for their pottery, making vases and statues. Clay jars were included in nearly every aspect of their life. They were used for storing water, food, oil, treasure, including important documents. Likewise, Paul uses the idea of fragile clay jar to explain to the Corinthians about the treasure they hold. He explains how even through their own weakness, they had been given the knowledge of God's love for all humanity through Jesus Christ. To know God in this way, to see God's glory, and to be given the opportunity to share is the greatest of all treasures. Paul writes now that this great treasure is not kept under lock and key. Instead, God keeps this treasure of the light of His glory in Christ Jesus in fragile jars of clay. The point being made here is that God deliberately has chosen something fragile, temporary, and unimpressive. Why would God keep this great treasure in such vulnerable containers? It is to help us understand that the power and the glory is from God and not the container. The power of the gospel of Jesus Christ is so overwhelming that it is not limited by the quality, the shape, the size of the container. God displays His power by distributing it through the ordinary limited human vessels. Paul was writing to the Christians in Corinth, but the message still applies to us today. What is influencing you? Who are you influencing? Are you a good influence or a bad influence? The world will say that we need to have certain perspective, have certain lifestyle, or achieve certain levels of success in life, these and that. But the Holy Bible is very clear in explaining who we are in Christ Jesus. We are but God's workmanship, created in Christ Jesus to do good works that He has prepared for us to do. In Christ we are dead to sin and alive in Christ, having spiritual relationship with Him. The potter has made all of us in different shapes, sizes, and colors to be used for His glory. And this should motivate all of us to listen to the potter, knowing that this power belongs to God and not to us, should keep us humble and be willing to be used by Him. If we allow God, He can use each and every one of us, just like the jars of clay, in the power of God for His glory. For you hold that treasure, the power of the gospel of Jesus Christ, which needs to be shared with the people around you. May God add His favor upon you to be a useful vessel for His glory. Lord bless us all.